So today I am going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 7a, study of compounds, hydrogen chloride. Today is the first day of this chapter. Today is 9th of July 2021, Friday. Okay, it is the third period. Now I will ask you one question. Which acid is present in your stomach? Hydrochloric acid. Very good. The acid. Now, can you give me an answer? Why is this acid present in your stomach? It, apart from digestion, no. Apart from digestion, it has other, no. Yeah, to kill bacteria, to kill harmful bacteria. Hydrochloric acid dilute, it is present in the stomach to kill the bacteria, okay, harmful bacteria. Now, yes, no, it cannot. No, tapeworm, if your concentration of the acid is actually tapeworms, they are parasites, no? They are parasites in the intestine, no? They have entered the intestine, they grow in the intestine. Yeah, they can survive. Like, cockroaches they can survive in a nuclear explosion. Okay. In a similar way, this tapeworm, they can also survive dilute hydrochloric acid which is secreted by the walls of the stomach. Okay. Now, let us begin, my dear boys. Study of compounds, hydrogen chloride gas and hydrochloric acid. Okay. So, hydrogen chloride gas, we write the formula this way. HCl G in brackets, and hydrochloric acid we write like this, HCl and L. This is the first thing I want to make it clear. Hydrogen chloride gas is HCl within brackets small g, and hydrochloric acid is HCl within brackets L. L stands for the liquid. Okay. Now, occurrence of hydrogen chloride gas in nature. Let us see. Hydrogen chloride gas occurs both in free and as well as in the combined state. It occurs in the free state as well as in the combined state. In the free state, you will find hydrochloric acid present in the gastric juice of mammals, even us human beings also mammals. Gastric juice of mammals, okay, little bit of biology over here. Then traces of hydrochloric acid gas, hydrogen chloride gas, are also given out, evolved as volcanic gases. Okay. Now, that was in the free state. So, in the free state, you will find hydrogen chloride gas present in the gastric juice of mammals. Traces of this gas, hydrogen chloride gas, are also evolved as volcanic gases. Then, in the combined state, my dear boys, it is found in minerals such as rock salt, that is sodium chloride, Horon silver, AgCl, okay, that is the nickname, Horon silver, AgCl, and rock salt is NaCl, okay, the nickname of NaCl, sodium chloride, is rock salt, and Sylvine, 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 that is potassium chloride salt. So, I think that would be fun for you all learning the nicknames of these salts. Like sodium chloride, the nickname, it is rock salt. Silver chloride, the nickname is Horon silver. Don't say something else, okay? It is Horon silver. And potassium chloride, it is nicknamed as Sylvine, okay? Now, yes. There is no? No. There is Cl, no? There is Cl, no? Yeah, there is Cl. Cl is a part of HCl, okay? So, if you react these salts with concentrated sulfuric acid, then hydrogen chloride gas is formed. That's why in the combined state, it is found in these, in these salts. Got it? Very good question. I appreciate Takshis. Give him a clap, boys. Okay. Now, let us move to the next slide. Straight away, going to the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas in the lab. To prepare hydrogen chloride gas in the lab, my dear boys, the reactants required: sodium chloride, rock salt, and a concentrated sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, put this in your mind properly just now. So, in the lab preparation of hydrogen chloride gas, the reactants required are sodium chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid. This has been an ICSE question. Okay. Now, procedure. Look at the diagram very, very carefully. If you look at the diagram very, very carefully, you will notice that in the diagram there is a flask, round bottom flask. Okay. And in the round bottom flask, there is a thistle funnel, and then there is a delivery tube. It is passed into Kong sulfuric acid, and then after Kong sulfuric acid, the delivery tube is passed through over here. There is a solution kept to dissolve the gas, that is water. This one is water, to dissolve the gas in water to prepare hydrochloric acid. Okay. Now I will come back to the here. Okay, here it is water. Okay, but this is not the method of dissolving the HCl gas in water because it's too dangerous. Okay, so that's why we will wait till here only we learn just now. Okay, till here only we will learn. Okay, now let us see. Let us see procedure. Yes, if we dissolve hydrogen chloride gas in water by this method, no, it is dangerous. It is dangerous because the rate of dissolution of HCl gas in water is very fast. It is a highly soluble gas. Okay, it is so fast that what will happen? Water will enter from here, will come back, and then it will enter this chamber, and there will be an explosion, small splashing, lot of heat generated, and this apparatus will explode. It will explode. That is why we must not pass dry hydrogen chloride gas through water directly by this delivery tube. This is a wrong method. Okay, but it has been shown over there just to show you all that we dissolve dry HCl gas in water to prepare hydrochloric acid. Okay, now coming to the procedure, concentrated sulfuric acid is poured from here. It is poured from this thistle funnel. This is a thistle funnel. Okay, it is a thistle funnel. Okay, into a conical flask containing sodium chloride salt. Sodium chloride salt is kept over here. You can see sodium chloride salt is kept over here. So from the top we add Kong sulfuric acid slowly, and from underneath there is a Bunsen burner flame. You can see Bunsen burner flame over here. It is heated, and the temperature of the Bunsen burner flame, it is maintained less than equal to 200 degrees Celsius. We must maintain this temperature. It is very, very important to maintain this temperature. Otherwise, there will be a lot of problem. Okay, so now under these control conditions, reaction proceeds and the gas is formed, which is hydrogen chloride gas, and it is liberated on heating. Now, the hydrogen chloride gas is evolved with effervescence. It bubbles out and comes out over here, okay, and enters the delivery tube, and it is passed through concentrated sulfuric acid to dry the gas. There might be moisture mixed with the gas, so the gas has to be dried. We have to dry the gas, make it absolutely dry. That's why we are passing the gas through concentrated sulfuric acid. So if the question is asked to you, name the substance or the drying agent to dry hydrogen chloride gas, then your answer must be Kong sulfuric acid. So when sodium chloride is reacted with Kong sulfuric acid, name the drying agent used to dry Kong sulfuric acid. What do you call drying agent to dry hydrogen chloride gas? The answer is Kong sulfuric acid. Okay. Got it? Okay. After that, the equation part over here is important equation. Now, the temperature is maintained below 200 degrees Celsius to obtain a soluble sodium hydrogen sulfate and hydrogen chloride gas is formed. But what happens? What happens if the temperature crosses above 200 degrees Celsius? If the temperature is not maintained below 200 degrees Celsius, then the salt formed is sodium sulfate. This salt, sodium sulfate, it sticks to the glass apparatus over here. It sticks at the bottom once it is formed and it fuses with the glass. It forms a part of the glass and the glass apparatus, it cannot be cleaned anymore. After that, it has to be thrown away. That is why it is important to maintain the temperature below 200 degrees Celsius. Moreover, my dear boys, at higher temperature, there is wastage of gas. At higher temperature, this glass apparatus might break. Possibilities are there. Okay, injuring the person who is carrying out the experiment. Okay. Now, number 4, the hydrogen chloride gas, it is purified. It is purified. It is purified. It is dried. It is dried by passing it through concentrated sulfuric acid. I have told you already. So, concentrated sulfuric acid, it becomes the what you call drying agent for drying hydrogen chloride gas. Okay, that was an important point. Then number 5, collection. Hydrogen chloride gas is collected by the upward displacement of air, collected in this manner. It is collected in this manner. Okay, in a container like this. Okay, it is collected this way. It is collected this way. Air goes up, HCl gas goes down, like as if you are collecting what you call water in a glass. Whenever you are collecting water in a glass, then this is how you collect it. So this method of collecting hydrogen chloride gas in a container is upward displacement of air, because this gas, hydrogen chloride, it is 1.28 times heavier than air. It is 1.28 times heavier than air. Vapor density of HCl gas is 18.25, whereas the vapor density of air, it is 14.4. This is the vapor density of HCl gas. So you can see from the vapor density of the vapor of HCl is 18.25, whereas the vapor density of air is 14.4. So this is bigger. This is a bigger value, greater value. That's why hydrogen chloride gas is slightly heavier than air. That's why it can be collected in a glass, collected in an upside down or what you call upside glass. Okay. Now, precautions. The temperature during the laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas, it should be maintained at nearly 200 degrees Celsius. Nearly 200 degrees Celsius. The delivery tube should be dipped in a drying agent, that is concentrated sulfuric acid. The lower end of the Thissell funnel, this lower end of the Thissell funnel which you see over here, must be dipped in Kong sulfuric acid. It must be dipped in Kong sulfuric acid. Otherwise, what will happen? The gas will run away. It will escape from the Thissell funnel only. So it doesn't make any sense. We have to prevent the gas from escaping from the Thissell funnel. We have to allow the gas only to enter from the delivery tube and pass into Kong sulfuric acid. Okay. So this was all about preparation, lab preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. Okay. So here in this lab preparation of hydrogen chloride gas, the questions that can be asked are, number 1, name the reactants. So when the question is asked, name the reactants, do not write the chemical formula. Please write the name, the chemical name. Sodium chloride, concentrated sulfuric acid are the reactants. Then they will ask you, okay, they will ask you the next question. What is the temperature of this laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas? So the temperature you have to mention less than or equal to 200 degrees Celsius. If you write below, that is also correct. If you write below, that is also correct. You will be awarded full marks for that also. And they will ask you the next question. Why should the temperature not rise above 200 degrees Celsius in the lab preparation of hydrogen chloride gas? So the answer is like this. it forms a normal salt. It forms sodium sulfate, which is a sticky mass. It is a sticky mass which sticks to the glass apparatus, the round bottom flask, and fuses with the glass and forms a part of the glass, and it is very, very difficult to remove once it is formed. Okay, the glass apparatus, it cannot be used next time for the preparation of hydrogen chloride gas. The only option is you will have to throw away the glass or discard it away. Okay, the next question they will ask you is how is hydrogen chloride gas collected and dried? It is collected by upward displacement of air. Why? Because it is 1.28 times heavier than air, and it is heavier than air. And how it is dried? It is dried by passing it through. No, you are wrong. You have to say concentrated sulfuric acid. If you don't write concentrated sulfuric acid, you will get no marks, because dilute sulfuric acid does not dry HCl gas. It is only concentrated sulfuric acid which dries HCl gas. Am I clear, boys? Am I clear? Crystal clear? Crystal clear. Okay. Then the next question which they can ask, which I can ask is, why is the lower end of the Thistle funnel dipped in Kong sulfuric acid in the round bottom flask? Why? To prevent the leakage, to prevent the escape. To prevent the escape of HCl gas through the delivery tube. Are you getting it? To prevent the escape of hydrogen chloride gas through the Thistle funnel. Okay. So, I hope you got all the questions. I will be giving the questions in detail at the end of the chapter, important questions. Okay. But just now you understand the concept. Okay. Am I clear with this? Now, let us move to the next slide for today. Okay. Now we come to the physical properties of hydrogen chloride gas. Physical properties. Okay. I will explain these physical properties of hydrogen chloride gas one by one. Please hang on over there. Don't bunk. Don't go to the toilet. Remain over there only. Okay. If you have to go to the toilet, please ask me the permission. Then only I'll allow you. Okay. Otherwise, I'll give you internet punishment, online punishment. Okay. Now, number one. Hydrogen chloride gas, it is a colorless gas. It has no color. It has a pungent choking odor. If you inhale hydrogen chloride gas, then you will start coughing very badly. And it is sour in taste. It is sour in taste. So, this is the first physical property of hydrogen chloride gas. It is a colorless gas with a pungent choking odor. It makes our breathing difficult. Okay. When this gas enters our mouth and the nose, it makes our breathing difficult. That's why it is choking. That was number one. Then, number two, hydrogen chloride gas is 1.25 times. I am approximating it, not 28 times, 1.25 times denser than air. Its vapor density is 18.25, but remember, vapor density of air is 14.4. So, from there we can compare the vapor density of HCl gas and the vapor density of air. That was point number 2. So, if I ask the question, true or false, hydrogen chloride gas is lighter than air. So, what will be the answer, my dear boys? It is false. Wonderful answer. Wonderful. If I ask the question, what is the vapor density of hydrogen chloride gas? What will be the answer? 18.25. How? Yes, not 25, 18.25. 18.25. Now, how can you say that it is heavier than air? How can you say? Yes, because it is denser than air, because the vapor density of hydrogen chloride is 18.25, whereas the vapor density of air is 14.4. I think that is clear. Point number 2, physical property number 2. Now, coming down to number 3, the third physical property of hydrogen chloride gas. Hydrogen chloride gas is corrosive in nature. Corrosive. It will corrode your skin. It will corrode it will react with metals, it will corrode things, paper and all. It is corrosive in nature and irritates the lungs. It will irritate your throat and nose and will cause blisters on the skin because it burns, it reacts with the skin, it reacts with the skin. Okay, so it is corrosive in nature. This you must remember. Then number 4, hydrogen chloride gas. It is extremely soluble in water. It is extremely soluble. It is extremely soluble in water. 1 volume of water can dissolve 452 volumes of this gas. This gas fumes in moist air. So this is an important point. 1 volume of water can dissolve 452 volumes of this gas. See, deadly fellow over here. Now I'll explain this by drawing a diagram. Okay, let me explain by drawing a diagram. I'm inserting a new slide over here. Okay, hang on. Suppose I take 1 liter water. I take 1 liter water in a 1 liter water bottle. Okay, 1 liter. I take 1 liter water in a 1 liter water bottle. Okay, and then this 1 liter of water can dissolve in it 452 means 500 liters tank, water tank. So if I take 452 liters of HCl gas, it can be dissolved in this 1 liter of water. So it is extremely soluble in water. It is what? Extremely soluble in water. It is highly soluble in water. Are you getting it, my dear boys? Are you getting it? Okay, that is fantastic. That is just fantastic. So you have understood. So flame it. We don't have to flame it. You prepare the gas. You can pour it. You can pour the gas because it is denser than air. It will dissolve in water immediately. Or you can use a delivery tube. Keep this at a height, and then allow it to pour. Okay. Now this high solubility of HCl gas has been demonstrated by an experiment which is called fountain experiment. Now I will explain you the fountain experiment. Okay. The fountain experiment. Watch very carefully. Try to understand it step by step. Okay. Fountain experiment. What? It is? No. Now have a look at this. Okay. I am trying to explain the fountain experiment for dissolving or for proving or demonstrating. This fountain experiment demonstrates the high solubility of HCl gas in water. So what I will do is, my dear boys, I will take a water bucket, bucket. You know what a bucket? In a bathroom you have buckets and all, no? So I'll take a water trough. Okay, Okay. Now I'll fill this water trough with water. What? Water. Am I clear? Water is colorless. So I'll fill this water trough with water. Understood, no? It is colorless. Now to this water I will add few drops of blue litmus solution. So this water will turn what color? This water will turn blue in color. It will turn blue in color. Let me find blue color. Okay. I think this is blue color. Okay, dark blue. So this water will turn what color? Blue color. Are you getting it? It will turn blue in color. So this water is blue in color now. Okay, because it contains blue litmus solution. Understood? No, my dear boys? Yes, have you understood? Okay, wonderful. Now I will take a round bottom flask. I will take a round bottom flask. You know what is a round bottom flask? A round bottom flask is a flask with a long neck and a round bottom like this, and a round bottom, okay, like this. It's a round bottom flask. So I will take a round bottom flask and fill it with dry HCl gas. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? I will fill it with dry HCl gas, and then I will invert this round bottom flask over this, just above this, like this, upside down. Round bottom flask upside down like this. Okay. Okay. And put a stopper over here. Put a stopper airtight so that the gas does not escape. There is dry HCl gas, and then I'll put a clamp stand over here. I'll put a clamp stand so that this does not fall down. Okay. It does not fall down. Okay. Clamp stand. I clamp this round bottom flask upside down, and then I will bring a glass tube which is called jet tube, like the needle of an injection, you know, injection. Last time I got vaccinated, they put me vaccine, okay, so like the needle of an injection, it is called jet tube, a very thin glass tube. So I'll insert that through the rubber stopper over here and dip the lower end of the jet tube in this water. Are you getting it? Dip it. There is a hole over here. There is a hole over here also. Okay. So this is a jet tube. This is a jet tube. It has a hole, capillary tube, you can say, jet tube. Okay. Now, that looks nice. Okay. Now, after that, I'll bring an ear dropper. You know, when you go to the doctor, eye specialist or an ENT, he'll give you medicines for putting in your eye or your ears by using a dropper. So I'll bring a dropper, a small dropper, or I can use a glass dropper also. Okay, and fill that with water. Fill that dropper with water and pierce that dropper over here and put it in this part. Dropper is here. This is a dropper. This dropper contains which solution? This solution is water. This dropper contains, this is not a solution, this is the glass, what you call, rubber cork. This is rubber cork. You know stopper? No, it is not. Yeah, okay. Now it is fine. It is a wooden cork. It is a wooden cork. To close it, you know, close it so that HCl gas does not fall down. Okay. And now from the other little bit beside it, we pierce a dropper containing water. Understood, no? Understood, no? Till here? Which gas is present over here? Which gas is present over here? Dry HCl gas. Dry HCl gas is present over here. Hydrogen chloride gas. Who is shouting hydrogen over there? Not hydrogen. Hydrogen chloride gas. Hydrogen chloride gas. Okay. Dry hydrogen chloride gas. I am telling several times. What does this fountain experiment demonstrate? It demonstrates the high solubility of hydrogen chloride gas in water. Okay. Now after this, I will take, you know, a face towel. You know what is a face towel? You know what is a face towel? Yes? Towel. To wipe your face. We take a face towel. Okay. This is a face towel. Now this face towel I will soak in ice cold water. Okay. Did you understand? I will soak this towel in ice cold water. Okay. And then I will fold it. One fold, another fold. I will fold it and place this towel over here. Okay. Understood, no? On the round part of the round bottom flask, outside, on the surface of this flask. I'll place it, fold it and place it over here. Make it like a master chef. Master chef, you know what is master chef? Yes. Now after this, immediately I will press this bladder of the dropper, and some water sprouts out over here. Some water sprouts over here. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So because of this water sprouts, sprouts, S-P-R-O-U-T-S, sprouts. Water comes out, you know. When I press this bladder, the water comes out, and some of the gas will dissolve in this water and collect over here. Some of the gas will dissolve. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? And because of this cold face towel, which is very cold, the temperature of this flask is lowered. The temperature of this flask is lowered, and because of the lowering of the temperature and dissolution of some of the gas in water, there is vacuum created, some vacuum. V-A-C-C-U-U-M, vacuum. Some vacuum is created in this flask. So since a vacuum is created in this flask, due to back suction, this water containing blue litmus, it enters from here and it is pulled up in the upward direction, and then it comes up over here, and then it sprouts over here. It sprouts over here. Are you getting it? It sprouts over there. It comes out like a fountain. You know what is a fountain? You know what is a fountain? Do you know what is a fountain? Yeah. Now the color of this fountain is red. It is what? Red. It has to be blue, no? It is supposed to be blue, no? But it is not blue. It will be red. It will be red. Why? Because this HCl gas is acidic. It is acidic. The hydrogen chloride gas is acidic. It is acidic in nature. That is why it is turning blue litmus solution red in color. So this is the fountain experiment, which demonstrates two things, my dear boys. It demonstrates, the first thing is high solubility of HCl gas in water, and it demonstrates that HCl, it is highly acidic. It is acidic. A hydrogen chloride gas is acidic in nature. Am I clear, my dear boys? Am I clear? Okay. So the diagram is understood by all of you. So in the ICSE, they will not tell you to draw the diagram. They will ask questions from the diagram. They will ask, which gas is placed in the flask? Dry hydrogen chloride gas. What is kept in the water trough? What is kept in this trough, water trough? Water containing blue litmus solution. Water containing blue litmus solution. Okay. What is kept in the dropper? Why is a face towel soaked in ice cold water placed above this flask? No, to lower the temperature. So whenever the temperature is lowered, the gases contract. You know contract? You know what is contraction? Occupying less space. It occupies less space. Contraction means growing down in size, occupying less space. So the gases contract. Because of the gases contracting and the remaining gases dissolving in the water over here from the glass topper, from the dropper, there is vacuum. After that, there is back suction. Because of back suction, the blue litmus solution water, it is pulled up. And it sprouts over here. When it comes in contact with the remaining gas, the color of this fountain is red. It is not blue anymore. Am I clear? Okay, so I am very happy with that. Okay, I am very happy with that. So I will, yes? Which one? Which one? Which one? the red color of the fountain is because this blue litmus solution, it is an indicator, no? So when it comes in contact with the hydrogen chloride gas, which is acidic, it turns red. Finished? Understood now? Okay. Now let us go to the next part. Yes. Yes. Okay, just a second. It's already time. It's already time. So I will just stop the class here only. But before I stop the class, I want you all to hang on over there because I will be taking the attendance. Okay. I also will have to go and have my breakfast. Okay, after this. Okay. So just don't go away. Remain over there. Okay. I am waiting. Okay. Understood? No. So let me. You are there. Okay. You have to be there. Okay. Boys, you have to be there. You have to be very, very positive. Okay. Understood? No? Okay, wonderful. So now my dear boys, I will take the attendance. Okay. Just hang on, remain over there only. Don't bunk. Okay, just a second. Just a second. Okay, 1, 2, downloading attendance list. I am downloading it. It is about to be downloaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fine. It is downloaded. So now you may leave the class. You may leave the class. I am also leaving the class. Thank you so much.